So yesterday they re-released 33,000 documents after accusers met with lawmakers. And Rob, when I'm doing this, please show Nancy Mace leaving the place and her reaction. But let me read the story to you first. So they met with lawmakers and many of them heard the testimony of the individuals. The House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform released 33,295 pages of Jeffrey Epstein-related records from the U.S. Department of Justice on Tuesday, including videos from the 2005 Palm Beach Police Department investigation and Ghislaine Maxwell's DOJ interview, with the committee stating that on August 5th, Chairman Comer issued a subpoena for records related to Epstein and the Department of Justice and indicated it would keep producing those records while making sure to redact victim identities and any child sexual abuse. Representative Anna Polina, after meeting with 6 Epstein victims, said the victims themselves stated this is much bigger than anyone thought. There are some very rich and powerful people who need to go to jail. And it is possible that Jeffrey Epstein was an intelligence asset working for an adversary, but also raises questions about who he really was and how much the government knew about him. A House vote on Wednesday aims to formalize the inquiry and ensure further releases. And here's Representative Nancy Mace, a recent assault survivor who left the meeting early overwhelmed and wrote on X that as a survivor not 2 years in, she had a very hard time hearing the victims' stories, had a panic attack with sweating, shaking, and struggling to breathe, feeling the deep pain of how hard all survivors fight for themselves because no one will fight for them, and she blessed all survivors as she left crying. And by the way, Nancy is tough. She's not someone who usually shows this. And now there are a couple of clips Rob is going to show, one of Anna Polina and the other of the jail clip that was finally released. And the biggest thing that stands out is the victims themselves, saying this is far bigger than expected. So requests will be made for SARS reports from Treasury while following up on the fact that rich and powerful people must go to jail. And frustration remains about why it hasn't happened before, but there is still a real possibility Epstein was an intelligence asset. And here is the jail cell clip. So watch closely in the back top left corner where there's movement. Rob points the arrow and you see it keep moving until a person simply walks to the right. Nobody knows who it is, dressed in all black, and this hidden 3 minutes of footage now shows how foolish the sequence was, because by cutting it they only proved they were hiding something, which destroyed trust. And when asked about it, it became clear that the full video had not been released as claimed. So what do you think is going on? Julie, is there something here? The Netflix documentary with Ghislaine Maxwell and the other Epstein stories show girls being paid for bringing more victims, some as young as 14, and police even told them they were part of it because they were over 18. The evidence is overwhelming, and it is clear Epstein was tied to intelligence, maybe CIA, Mossad, or both, and that there's a massive cover-up, which is why it is disappointing that people like Kash Patel and Dan Bongino said there was nothing left to release, yet 30,000 more documents and hidden footage just came out, showing contradictions. And this is why some lawmakers like Thomas Massie and Ro Khanna deserve credit for keeping this alive, unlike those who wanted it buried, because Nancy Mace, who is very tough, broke down since she had to relive her trauma while hearing the victims, and Anna Polina stressed again that victims mean offenders exist and rich and powerful people must face justice. And while many believe nothing will happen because even Fauci was given a pardon, some still hope for accountability, even if just one person faces real consequences, since without that nothing will ever change. Though some feel the only accountability will come from God because the system protects the guilty, yet others believe history itself will reveal the truth even if trials don't happen. And while skepticism is strong, there is still hope that persistence, leaks, and determined lawmakers will eventually force justice, even if slowly, because without it, trust in government collapses. As seen before with the JFK assassination evidence that was also hidden and trickled out, which reduced credibility instead of building it. And just like then, people today won't let go. And that is why even though some think nothing will happen, others believe someone will step up, like a Snowden, an Assange, or an Aaron Brockovich, who take risks and sacrifice their lives to expose truth. And while the government hides to protect the country from enemies, ordinary people will keep pressing, because if Epstein was truly used as an intelligence asset, then tax dollars funded crimes against children, and people know that, and while faith in justice here is weak, faith in eventual exposure is stronger. And the only real hope is that enough persistence forces the truth into the open, because even if the powerful escape punishment, the truth will not stay buried forever.